Y'all ready to finish this thing on out?
Come on, man.
It's time for somebody to put up or proverbially shut up. Shut up!
Shut up.
Yeah. Proverbially, yeah.
But before we shut up, I want to take some time and
preferably,
I want to tell you guys thank you for this opportunity. For those people who don't realize what has been going on for the last few months, we've been working on this project, and it's been not only a joy to spend some time talking to you guys, and I know it's cheesy to break the fourth wall, but I want to thank you guys for watching. But it's been, to be selfish a little bit, this has been a great process for us, because as a creative, you never think you're good enough. You spend your entire beginning career trying to prove to people that you're good enough to get that job or good enough to get that gig. You're always in an audition, whether you're on the stage, on the screen, or behind the lens, or at the mouse clicking. And it's been a great opportunity, and it's been humbling for people to trust you. So thank you for trusting me to do this and go on this journey with you guys. And what I want to just spend some time doing is just talking about what it means to choose. What is it like to be a creative and choose that unknown thing, that thing that we hold so dear, over what people believe is success. When you start out, there are things that you want out of this life. And you finally reach those things, and then you reach those things and you're like, you know what, this is not at all what I thought I wanted. And so you go back and say, you know, I want to go back. I think Jay says this all the time. He says, when I'm out here shooting, I feel like it's not even fair to charge people for it because I feel like I'm a kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you know, you said it a moment ago that a large part of your career is spent in the early days trying to prove to other people that you're good enough. Mm-hmm. And then everything past that point, as a creative, if you're really, really, honestly, truly serious about it, is you trying to prove to yourself that you're good enough. You know, and, you know, a lot of the times it is because we go off of inspiration and we don't know what the art is going to really be in the end of it. It's just more of that gut feeling of, hey, man, I can make something gorgeous out of this. Mm-hmm. And so you're shooting or you're designing something and you just kind of, it's pure emotion. It's just kind of pure creation coming from in. Like I've told my wife before, I have a wife. I've told my wife before, you know, it's almost like you give birth every day. Like you'll design something that was once here to the computer, and then it's on the print, and it's it exists on a physical plane. I can touch this thing, and it's scary to know that there's a power there, and it's scary to know that because it's so abstract, you know, it's going all in. And the idea with something that's so abstract, can you build a solid foundation on it? Can you actually say, I'm going to step into this as my pure source of income, my pure career?
And you know, I've tried to a number of times to get out of the business. Like tried to like
but they keep
trying to leave it. I'm trying to like bluff myself. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, yeah, man. All I want to do is I just want to work a normal job. I don't want to, you know.
Man.
I don't want to, you know. I just want to work a normal job. I don't want to deal with this. But somehow, some way, my life comes back around to being creative in some way. Whether it's the theater work I do, whether it's the music that I do, whether it's the videos I create. Somehow, my life like just turns around and it comes back to that, and. You know, it's impossible for me to explain, except that, you know, I can't function. I can't live without doing something creative.
Yeah. Right.
And it's,
Without having that outlet in my life, and what better way to do it than get paid for it? I mean,
right. It's like recognizing that it's holding the keys to unlock the vehicle that will take you to your creative destination. Put it on a t-shirt, right?
Right.
I need someone else to say that. I'm not supposed to say that.
Lower third, right at the bottom.
But it's like I think I reached a point where I was like, is this what I'm really passionate about? Like, you're looking at the tools of the trade, you're looking at, that thing that you do. And, I think for me, it was more about, okay, I'm not just passionate about, making videos or, doing these different video edits and stuff like that. But it had to become about telling a certain kind of a story, or doing a certain type of a thing, or it's like that puzzle piece that you're trying to put together, and it's like the satisfaction that you're able to get things to lock into place and it's all cohesive, So for me, that's what brought me back, as you say. Like, you can't leave, because it's like, wow, this is taking me to the place that I want to be, and it's like, the lack thereof would be insufficient. So you just go forward and you don't look back unless you're, reflecting on where life has taken you.
And for me also, it's like, it's not one of those things that's just a desire that I have for myself. It's eventually the art that I create, or things that I create, I want it to be a vehicle to affect others, to give, I just not so that I have the power to affect people, but just so that I know, that someone is being touched, or someone is being, whether it's, they're happy, they get sad by it, knowing that you can affect them in a way to get an emotional response is like a beautiful, beautiful feeling in so many ways, that it's hard to describe. I'm describing it right now, but it's really hard to put in like.
It seems hard.
It does. It seems hard, but it's really hard to like grasp that. You can make a connection with so many people that you don't even know.
Right.
Through what you do, through your art, you have that possibility to connect. Yeah. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You're connecting people. You're connecting human beings with what you create.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna kind of add to it, because you brought up the word passion. Yeah. And there's been times when I the same, like we all went to school together. I rapped, and it was so hard for me to tear away from that. I mean, it really had to hit a point where the words stopped coming. But by then, I transitioned into graphic design. But I can honestly tell you the reason why I know this is important to me, because the passion it actually frustrates me more than the clients.
Man.
Most people have client complaints.
Man.
But sometimes it's like, what you're asking for is perfect. But the fact that I feel like I can't quite get there, I can't sleep tonight. I probably won't sleep this week until I design this simple 4x6 flyer. That's something as simple as that. A simple business card.
But I can take your project to that next level.
Exactly.
All I have to do is this. You don't understand.
Right.
I'm trying to. I want you to win.
This was good.
I want you to win.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. So.
And in some ways, you're told, settle down. It's not that serious. But you're like, hey, I can see it. Let me help you to see it too, if I may, please.
It's like, look at my face, look at my hair. It's serious.
And I mean that feeling that James was talking about earlier. It's this thing, this creative thing. It's like a fire that is like that. You caught. You don't know how you caught on fire, but you don't know where it started, but you feel it all over.
The
guy on fire! And you're in this situation where what happens is as you become better at it, the more people start to see that fire in you, and they want to get near you so they can just get lit themselves. And there's something about it. It makes
contagious,
it,
man.
and not only that, it forces you to give it back. It's not yours to own. It's yours to possess for a time.
Yeah.
And then pass it to someone else. And the whole idea of collaboration is so that I can give it to somebody and they can pass it. And then if I just stick around with this collaboration, hopefully it'll come back to me again.
Right. Yeah.
But if you let it stagnate and you don't push yourself to innovate and do the things that we're talking about, that fire extinguishes.
To visualize that, you know, a big part of what all of us do does involve computers. What if that's where the interaction ended? What if the creation that we made had to stay inside of this computer and there's no Ethernet, there's no Wi-Fi, and you can't get it out there? But the moment that it becomes this interactive thing, and hey, BK, do you have that that soundtrack? Yeah, I do, but actually, let me get it to you from James because he put his own personal stamp on it with his voice, and you know, we're bringing in these, you know, font elements that Jay Daniel created, and it's just like that fire that you talked about. It's collaborative. It's joining people together, and it's no longer this one person's thing. It becomes all of us to share.
I mean, to me, it's the truest form of liberation. Like, I just feel so free, and to take myself to a place that I, you know, if I get inside my head, I overanalyze things all the time.
You said
I
that.
constantly overanalyze things. But, you know, when I get to that point, when I get to that place where that stops, and there's just this amazing feeling of just being totally and completely free.
All in.
All in, I'm telling you. You just take it all in. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And it's an unbelievable experience, and that is the thing that, you know, being a creative can give you. I mean, it's just completely free.
You know, and in the bigger picture, what is life without taking risk anyway? You know, and that's part of that all in that you're talking about.
So here, that being said, someone wise here on set during a break said, our executive producer said that you can read the credits and see if you know this, but they said, and it was he said it was a great thing. He said there are people who will go their whole lives without understanding what that risk is, and even less who will take that risk.
Wow.
So to end this whole experience, it's been a great time with you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I want to, from each of the Jacks, the reason why we chose the different suits is because we bring something different to the table. So since we brought something different to the table, let's leave it here for them. I'll start because I don't put anyone on the spot, but let's give one word of advice from each Jack. So from the Jack of Diamonds, there are two types of people in this world. There are people who like to chase paper chasers, and there are people who like to mine for diamonds. Be in the diamond business. It's not a glamorous business. Sometimes you start out by yourself and you search forever, not knowing if you'll ever find that thing. But when you find it, it's real. It's real value. Paper burns. It has different value. Sometimes it doesn't even have anything behind it. But when you find that diamond and you find what that is, diamonds are forever.
Well, coming from the Jack of Spades, I have to say that biggest tidbit of you know, my last word is to never doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader. You know, there's so much to be fearful of in this world. So many things to be fearful of in this world. And taking the opportunity to create and affect people's lives is not something you need to be afraid of. Take that chance, take the leap, and I promise that you will be better for it. And I hope that you can take away from whatever we've been doing here these last few episodes, you know, take away something that can help you change your life. Because, you know, ultimately, you know, if you really think of yourself as a person in the life-changing business, then you you can make a great impact on yourself, on your work, and on the world. So that's what I leave you with today. And I'm just going to put it all in.
Cool.
Wow. Well, from me, Mike Robertson, the Jack of Hearts, I guess the thing that I would have to say would be from the heart, and that is pursue your passion. And perhaps you're not quite at that step to say, this is my passion, I'm going to pursue it, but ignite that spark. If there's a little bit of something that says, wow, that time when I created this or when I put together that, it was an awesome creative experience, pursue it. See what happens. At least find out if there's something there. And if not, go on to the next thing. But make it about more than, as BK said, make it about more than chasing paper. Make it about pursuing your passion. Make it about fulfilling the impossible dream. And that'll be the most fulfilling thing that you could do in this life. So it's exciting when you're able to see something realized and to come to life. It's awesome. So I'm going all in on that.
Well, as the Jack of Clubs, Jay Daniel, the advice I would leave you with is to party naked. And I say that in terms of be exposed, be you, be the creature that you know you are on the inside. If you are a creative person, if you have a passion, do not let this world take that from you. If you know that what you feel you should do is this thing, then that's what you should do. Because I've been told no, I've been told that this is silly, and I've been told, oh my God, you are amazing at this. And that one cancels out the two. Anytime I can say to myself, you know what? I paid the bills today by doing what I love and nothing else. I didn't have to do anything I hated today to go to sleep. I can wake up and look at myself in the mirror as I'm Jay Daniel. I created this thing. And I think that knowing that we carry that within ourselves every day is, it's angel's wings on your back. It'll just pretty much fly you through life. So yeah, party naked, be exposed. Go all in.
Well, thank you guys for the time. Thanks for the memories, and thanks for the journey that we're about to start taking together, because this is just the beginning.
Yeah, man.
And just remember, the state of play is yours to define. So go all in. You never know. You just might win. Let's turn them over, guys.
Up.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. We both won. No. That's the end of Volume 1. Volume 2's on the way.
Jack of Hearts.